Have you ever wondered if sugar is really the villain it's made out to be for cancer patients? Maybe you've heard that sugar feeds cancer, but is that the whole story? Today, we're diving in to uncover the truth, sharing some surprising research. Surprising
It's fine.
research.
It's fine.
And I'll even tell you a bit about my own journey with sugar addiction. And stick around. I'll be answering some questions at the end, so don't miss it. Hi, I'm Debbie Sadie Fi, and welcome to day 32 of our Proven Cancer Strategies Revealed 90 Days to Cancer Resilience. And we're here to break down some of those big myths around sugar and its role in cancer. There's a lot of conflicting information out there, so we're going to look at some of the science and what it really says. And as I mentioned, I'm also going to share a little bit about my own journey with sugar. And if you are new here, don't forget to like and follow so that you don't miss any of our sessions. And if you have any questions, you could drop them in the chat. I will start out by looking at some of the science. There is a popular belief that sugar feeds cancer cells, but what does the research actually say? A study published in Nature Communications Journal found that while cancer cells do consume more glucose than normal cells, simply cutting out sugar does not stop cancer growth. The study highlighted that cancer cells can adapt and find other energy sources even when glucose levels are low. So, eliminating sugar entirely is not a magic solution. Another study from the Lancet Oncology reviewed how the diet impacts cancer progression, and the researchers found that a balanced diet, including carbohydrates like glucose, can help to maintain strength during treatment. They emphasize that while diet high in processed sugars can contribute to health issues, cutting out all sugars isn't necessary, and it could even be harmful if it leads to malnutrition. So, what's the takeaway from this? It's not about eliminating sugar completely. It's really about focusing on our overall diet quality and ensuring that you're getting the nutrients your body needs to stay strong and resilient, especially if you're going through treatment. Now, I want to share a real life example that really reflects the importance of a balanced approach to diet during cancer treatment without naming any of the specific protocols that the person was on. There was one patient who was diagnosed with an advanced stage of cancer who adopted a diet rich in whole foods, lots of fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and plant based proteins. This balanced approach provided essential nutrients and supported their body's natural healing processes. Their health care team observed improvements in their physical health, also fewer side effects from the treatment, and an overall better quality of life. But before we move on, I want to share something about my own story. Now, I had no idea that I was addicted to sugar until I learned about the effects it has on our hormones. Before that, I used to think that sugar was just about the calories. And I used to reach for sweets without even thinking twice. And I'm ashamed that I could say that I probably ate way more than my fair share. My favorites were maple glazed donuts and birthday cake. And of course, I like the icing on the cake more than anything else, and the glaze on the donut. So you can get an idea of what kind of sugar I liked. And then I discovered, just by happenstance, I happened to be at a business conference, and they had a speaker who was talking on health, of all things, at a business conference. And I learned about its effect on our hormones, and I discovered that the impact that sugar was having on my health, especially my hormone balance, was really a wake up call for me. It really put all the pieces of the puzzle together as to why I was feeling some of the symptoms I was feeling. And for me, cutting out sugar was crucial in my journey to healing. And I realized it wasn't just about those empty calories that come in sugar, which is what I originally thought, but it was about breaking free from something that was controlling my body and my mind. And that's kind of where I was with sugar. And while not everyone may need to cut out sugar completely, but not everyone is addicted to sugar, there are those of us who have had an addiction or are trying to heal our bodies. Cutting out sugar is a powerful step. And so, if you are concerned about sugar and cancer, or just sugar and your health in general, here are some practical tips. And these are not new tips, these are things that we talk about quite a bit. Prioritize whole foods. Fill your plate with vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and plant based proteins. These foods support your body with nutrients that it needs without adding any extra sugar. Limit or cut out your processed sugar. So, these processed foods and sugary snacks are really where the real danger lies. And these often contain added sugars and little nutritional value and can lead to weight gain and a whole host of other health issues, including cancer. And rather than cutting out all sugars, you can aim for a balanced diet. And if you have a sweet tooth, you can choose natural sugars like from fruits rather than the processed sugar, which is just totally empty calories. And everyone's body will react differently to sugar, especially if you're going through cancer treatment. So keep track of how you're feeling after eating certain foods. Really watch your body and your body's reaction, and then you can adjust your diet to what makes sense for you. And always make sure that you are talking to and consulting with your healthcare provider before making any major changes to your diet. They can help you tailor a plan and also monitor you as needed as you're making the changes. All right. So I'm going to reach out now for questions. I have a couple here. Does cutting out sugar mean that I can never eat sweet treats again? And the answer, it's a great question, but the answer is no. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy sweet treats. It's about choosing healthier options like desserts made from whole foods, and we have some recipes that we have shared on our YouTube channel, so you can check out some of the in the kitchen recipes on YouTube. We have chocolate truffles, we have chocolate chip cookies, we have a chocolate brownies as well that are totally guilt-free, amazing treats that taste so good. And they don't have any of those sugary things in them. And you can reach for dates, nuts, and dark chocolate as well to help to satisfy your sweet tooth. And how do you know if you are addicted to sugar? If you find yourself craving sweets often and you feel that there's a need to have sugar to get through the day, or if you're experiencing mood swings when you don't have the sugar, then those can be signs of a sugar addiction. Uh, I mentioned already it's something that I personally struggled with. And what I realized is that I could cut back on my sugar, but if I just cut back, I knew that eventually I know myself. There's certain foods that I just think that I can handle, but when I eat them, it kind of takes me down a slippery slope to eating more and more. I can't just have the one cookie from the box. I need to eat the whole box. And so that's how I know that I'm addicted to sugar. And the other thing is that fruit is a great source of natural sugars because it has fiber, it has vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. And that's very different from the processed sugars that are totally stripped of nutrients. That's why they're called empty calories. All right. Kathy, OJ, any questions from the two of you? Hey, Kathy.
Hi. So if you wanted to wean yourself off of sugar, how would you do it? What's the best way to do it?
I have
Oh,
my I have my opinion on that. My opinion is that you just dive in head first and just do it. And I would recommend doing a detox program, especially you're familiar with the 21-day detox, and using that as your jumping off point to just eliminate the sugar altogether, and then go from there. Now, if you are someone who has an addiction or you feel like having sugar is going to be a slippery slope for you, then I would recommend staying away from it altogether. But at least give your body the time to heal before you introduce any of that back into your diet. That's my recommendation. There have been healthcare professionals who have really recommend that as well. And they have seen people do the gradual way versus the all or nothing way, just diving head first. And to be honest, the best way is just to do it. Start with that detox, get rid of the sugar, and regain your health that way.
I have another question. A
Yes.
neighbor was going through a neighbor was going through chemotherapy, and one of the problems that she had is that she I don't know if she lost her sense of taste or everything tasted bad or she just tasted the medicine.
Hmm.
So for someone like that that's going through an illness, isn't it just trying to get something in them to keep them going? And I mean, maybe if it's like a Coke, at least it keeps your body going. Is there any benefit to that rather than
I
I'm just
I
thinking
can
it was hard to get her to eat anything.
Yeah. And I'm going to give you my opinion. I know that there are a lot of oncologists will say just get the calories in you. I feel, and there are a lot of other people that feel it's about getting the quality calories in, because when you get what's happening is the body is starved of nutrients, period. And in order to heal, fully heal, really heal, we need to make sure we're nutrifying the body. And she would really do well with a program that will help her to get some of those calories into her. And maybe it's trying to get a smoothie, take a smoothie or a juice, which is lots of nutrients, easy to digest. And there's lots of programs that recommend a variety of different things, including the juices. And the Eat Real to Heal program which I recommend, is a perfect example of how you can get those juices as well as some of the nourishment in, so that you can build up your strength again. And empty calories doesn't do that. Does that make
Thank
sense?
you. It
Yes.
does. Thank you.
I love that question. It's a really great question. OJ, any questions from you?
I'm good. I think
All
Kathy
right.
asked my question.
Yeah, Kathy always asks very good questions. I love it. All right. So if you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might be navigating through with their diet through cancer treatment. And don't forget to subscribe or follow so you don't miss out on the rest of our 90-day series. Can you believe we're over a third of the way through? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's the biggest myth that you've heard about sugar and cancer? You can drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get the conversation going. And thanks so much for joining me today. Remember, we are not just cutting out sugar completely, but finding a way to get the balance of nutrients that's going to support our health and well-being. And as always, you should consult your healthcare team before making any significant changes to your diet. And on that note, I will see you tomorrow as we continue our journey. We're going to talk about sugar for a couple more days. Stay informed, stay balanced, and stay resilient.